you, Shankar. Thank you very much, Shankar. Thanks for this wonderful opportunity. Namaskar, Deviyo or Sajjano. We have on our hot seat today our past presidents. So I would like to start with our first lady first.
Oh my
Usha,
Isha.
our one of our most successful past presidents. Usha, can you please share an incident or a moment that was unique or interesting during your presidency?
You have to unmute yourself, Usha. Please unmute yourself.
Thank you, Sanjay. During this year, what we did was to ensure that we have a program called Women Empowerment. This was a very favorite uh, course of mine, which I had done some time ago. And during this year, we focused mainly on women, basically because we had found many of them near Sanjay Nagar, where they were without jobs. So what we did was we ensured that we had a meeting with them, convey the message to them regarding having bakery course and also tailoring course. We were very successful in this because for bakery course, we went to agriculture college where they were having a training program for about a month's time. Believe me, friends, today I'm so happy to say that few of them happened to meet me during this PHC and they conveyed to me as to what they were doing. I was overwhelmed. Apart from that, there are also ladies who are doing who did tailoring course. Rather, we gave them a tailoring course in a very what do I say, in a place where it was not very good, but still the ladies managed to learn the tailoring, and today many of them have also started their own units. For instance, there's a lady by name Rani who met me in one of the camps which we held very recently for the um, tailoring unit, and it was governed by the BBMP, and a lady by name Shashikala came up to me along with Rani and told me that they had done the tailoring program through us, and today she's been tailoring uniforms for the nearby schools. And this is what has been our achievement. And I'm so happy that I had this opportunity because I joined Rotary, and to learn something and be on their own is something I think what a woman likes. Thank you so much, Sanjay.
Yeah, Usha, if I am correct, there is one more thing that I am sure you would want to share. Just correct me if I am wrong, but I am sure that I am not wrong. Uh, I think your term was when we entered the Hall of
Hall of
Fame.
Fame.
Yeah, we
Yes.
achieved 100% PHF.
Yes,
We
and we were the
entered
fifth club in the district.
Yeah, can you please share a word or two about that?
I'm very proud to say that we entered the Hall of Fame in the year 2004 and 5, and which meant that the entire club members were PHF members, and we were the fifth club in the district to come to Hall of Fame. This is a very uh, creditable thing for our club, and I'm very proud to say that we have entered the Hall of Fame. Today, so many other clubs are there, but I think we were one of the fifth clubs. Thank you.
Yes, if anyone wants to know what a Hall of Fame is and what a PHF is, you please post your question in the chat box. I know even otherwise somebody will answer it for you by the end of this session. I will go to the next lady past president, Rotarian Anita Shah, for my next question. Anita ji, please tell us about one of your highlights, during your presidentship.
Thank you, Sanjay, for giving this opportunity. Uh, One of the highlights I will say during my presidency was that I think we achieved the RI citation and district citations uh, in the recent past. We had not achieved for the club. I and we achieved that. And then I feel satisfied that after Drishti, which was a major global grant project, and this thing, SLED project was also was like without global grant or district help, we launched the project and finished it in 4 months, uh, raising the funds of 15 lakhs, which our all members, really worked hard and helped me achieve the goal. As for the new members, I would say I took the generally the protocol is that president for the is a I mean the person who will be leading the club will is selected like 2 years before, and then you get some time to work towards your year and how you make it successful. For me, for whatever reasons, it was just 6 months, that to such an extent that I attended only the last pets from the district. Pets is something which is called as president elect training session. So that was the last one. I didn't even know anybody. So, it was challenging. But yeah, I mean, with the help of all the members, all team members, the Rotarians, they really took it forward with me and made that, SLED project a success within a span of 4 months. So we launched it at the end of Feb, and we inaugurated in the People Tree Hospital on 17th June. So that was one of the highlights, I will say. And even for I think district citation, I was short with one event that has to be done for some in vocational service, which now when I saw Kirtiji, I remembered. And he helped me achieve that by in 2 days time he organized a visit to a e-waste management uh, this thing in somewhere near, I don't know, it was very far away though. And he said, let's go for it. I said, we are short with one this thing and I don't think we will achieve. And he said, let's go for it. So that was one thing, that is the highlight. I felt that because it in the recent past few years we had not achieved that, so we achieved that year the RI citation and the district citation. That's it. That is what I feel, Sanjay.
Thank you, Anita ji.
Sanjay, just wanted to tell you that Rotarian Raghuveer could not come because he's traveling. He's in Chennai,
all right,
so he could not make it today.
all right. So, Anita ji, I am sure SLED dialysis or the pediatric dialysis machine that we gave, our club gave to People Tree Hospital is being used to its optimum, and it has helped a lot of poor people. That was a wonderful project indeed. Thanks for heading that and getting a recognition for our club.
Yeah, that is true. We got ROI for 3 years. I mean, last year was a COVID year, so the hospital was turned into a COVID hospital. But yeah, we got few substantial amount of free dialysis and 2 cataracts, child surgeries, 2 to 3 a year. So 3 years we got a good ROI, I will say.
I think this was only second SLED, the pediatric dialysis machine that was available in the city.
Yeah, it was the second in Bangalore. First, there was only one in Narayana Rudralaya, and this was the second of its kind in Bangalore. Yes. So basically, it is for the new members. It was the SLED is sustained low efficiency dialysis for infants in pediatric ICU. So that was what it is, and it was just one of its kind in second one in Bangalore.
Thank you, Anita ji.
Thank you.
So, my next question is to Rotarian Mahadev Dumble. I have not chosen any particular order. I am just randomly asking. Dambalji, was there a challenging situation during your period which you overcame successfully? Can you please narrate?
Yes. Do I have to narrate one or two? More than one.
Your choice. Your choice.
Yeah. Yeah. See, we all, I think you remember that year we gave away 12 PHFs, right? So that there was a challenge in the sense, the scheme was actually introduced by the district. District announced that by giving 12,000 rupees, one can get a PHF. So I brought that scheme to my club and announced that, and many members came forward. And then, I came to know that members were not getting ATG for that 12,000 rupees. So now, it was a tricky situation because I had promised DG, then DG KP Nagesh, that this many PHFs will be given from my club. But, my members were expecting ATG for that contribution. It was 12,000, fine. But for that, they were expecting ATG. So here, I was thinking that we'll be writing check to Rotary Foundation, but that was not to be. We had to write check to some district 3190 account, which did not qualify for ATG, etc. So then I thought, see, we had in our kitty, in our club's kitty, some points that was due to our global grant project, which we did 2-3 years earlier to that, that Devanalli Eye Care project. We had some points in our club's kitty. I thought, why don't I use it? So instead of contributing that amount to the district, I diverted that to our foundation, and our members got ATG as well as the PHF also. So 12 of our members got recognized as PHF during that year. That is one point. If Sanjay permits me, one more thing I can share. So
Yes,
that
please.
was,
Yes,
yeah,
please.
yeah.
And
Sanjay?
I was one of those PHF holders.
Yes, thank you.
Even I too. Me too.
Right. So another challenge was, for some reason, I started the year with very, less number of members. That was, I started the year with only 30 members. So that was a very critical, and we had to increase membership of our club at any cost. So all our members put in their efforts, and during the year, 12 new members were inducted. I am also happy that most of the new members have taken up leadership roles in our club. The main example, the first example is none other than our president, Shankar himself. So Shankar was inducted, and Pranjit Datta, who is going to be president 2 years down the line, and Rajgopal Hegde, Sundar Prakash, Madam Deepa Shashidharan, and Lakshmikant Yadav, we're all inducted during that year. I should really appreciate the contribution from Usha, Vinodji, and Rajesh, and many people, many members brought in new members to the club, and it was really a satisfying experience. Thank you, Sanjay.
So let me share that I was one of the. I also proposed a member during that year.
Yes,
So
yeah,
my
yeah.
participation is also there in what you shared.
Yes, definitely, definitely.
I did expect these exact answers from you, Rotarian Double. So I'm
Sanjay, if I may ask,
satisfied with these answers.
Sanjay,
And,
if I
one
may,
of
Thank you, thank you.
Sanjay,
one of our
Sanjay,
most,
Prakash wants to say something, Sanjay.
yeah, one of our most active members, Sundar Prakash, having been inducted that year, I think we should permit him to speak his mind out. Yes.
thank you, Sanjay. I joined, I think, almost towards the end of the Rotary year, and Dumbleji made me to pay the full fees. That is the
The complaint.
I'm sorry, chartered accountants trick.
Sundar, I think you have set a very good example. I think we should make that a habit.
I think, yeah, why not? Why not?
So anyway, I'll move on to the next question. Thank you, Mahadev Dumble, for that wonderful answer. Okay, there is only one member in our club. There is only one member in our club who has been a president 2 times. And he was also my president because I was inducted during that year. I would like to know what was the success formula as a president. I am sure you know whom I am asking this question. Rotarian Kirti Mehta, our charter member and 2 times president. And when I joined the club, he was the 2nd time president. Yes, Kirti ji.
Yes, thanks, Sanjay. Thanks for recognizing that only member having done presidentship twice. Sometimes it is, it's in the Rotary world. Sometimes it's not very taken very nicely. Some people take it very nicely. It's always it has its pros and cons. Anyway, thanks for that. So during that probably I would say the first one taught me a lot of things. So the second time when I became a president, I had already, of course, it was under some circumstances it had been taken up. So it was at a very short notice. And even our PDG, who expired recently, he was the DG then.
But
PDG Bhatt. And he, in fact, gave me the pets in his office, single-handed, in a sense, one-to-one. There's a norm that pets has to be conducted, whoever comes in as a president at that point of time. And it was a last-minute entry for me. Though I had experience, he just still did the formalities. But at that point of time, the membership was pretty low, and it was the need of the hour that the members' strength was required. So the first instance was that especially Usha and I think Rajesh also was running around with us. Few of us ran around and made a lot of new members we brought in at the start. I remember there were about 10 members what we brought in, which was the first priority, was what was, of the club at that point of time. So we took that as a requirement. What was the need of the hour was taken up, which turned out to be successful on a subsequent situations where we can see that most of them who came that time are part of the members today. Most of them are, I don't think any of them have left, including Samir Siddhanti. He was also inducted. So that was one of the major achievements. And at the same time, it was required to be in touch with every member personally. I used to keep in touch with every member one-to-one and keep a rapport and make the whatever the time they have given to Rotary, to our club, make it interesting for them as much as possible. So it was a sort of the members who joined when a new member comes in, there's always a story where they don't, they still have to get familiarized. They don't know what's Rotary, how will they go about. But when they start getting comfort levels, then only they stay for a longer period, and it continues. So this is what was in my back of my mind, and we did that. So even visiting any of these members, I used to make visit to their house or even at their workplace. So it was not it was more of a friendship which was being developed, and that was the part of I would say, the success during that year, which that was what I would share. That as a president, that was one of the success stories I would like to mention here. I hope I've answered, Sanjay, what your question was.
Yeah, no, I was just looking at, one straight jacket formula that you applied as a president.
Well, no, there's no straight jacket. You have to see, every individual has its own, I would say, what I would say, the good and the bad. Leave the bad part out of it, bring out the good of that person, and bring it to the club, and somewhere or the other they will start gelling better. But it is all individual. It's not there's no, I wouldn't say there's a straight jacket formula. There's you have to move with the situations and how each member thinks. It is, of course, at that point of time, I had the advantage that the number of members were low, it was small. So it was easier for me to, interact individually with everyone. Today, when the numbers are growing, it gets a little difficult, but this is how, if friendships are developed in the club, in the Rotary, people stay around, and then they like to, and then subsequently a lot of things happen. I mean, that's my belief, and that's okay. That's the formula I would say is, build up those friendships personally.
Yes, I concur, Kirtibhai. I think what you did was indeed you really connected well, because for somebody who had joined Rotary that year, including me, and we were quite a few of us who joined together. Rotarian Bharat, me, Suhail, Samir Siddhanti, all of us joined together, and there is some kind of a special bonding that we also share as members. Arvind Chanchani was also inducted during the same year. So that connection is, I think, the president, as president, you played a very good role in building those connections. Thank you for being my president, and I still don't, I can't forget the induction talk that we had in my office before you inducted me into Rotary. I am really enjoying the journey as a Rotarian. Even as a president, I did enjoy, thanks to all your support.
Thanks. Thank you.
So, next question. Here is a member whom we have, who has been, advising presidents year after year, and has been guiding, mentoring them, but at the same time, without interfering in any of the affairs. Not that others are, but I am saying that, he says one formula, he says is, you should feel free, you should do what you like to do, but don't trouble the members. You do what you want, but try and involve them, but don't trouble them. My next question is to Rotarian S.K. Bajaj, our charter president, the first president of our club. Sir, what message do you have for the new members of our club? I couldn't choose anybody better than you to answer this. What message do you have for the new members of our club?
Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you very much. My message to the new members will be, you please feel as a part of extended family. This club is a family, the part of extended family. Each member will go out of way to make you comfortable in the club. They will help you in whatever area you need any help, whether it is in profession or in personal life. So you feel fully free in the club, and you can approach any of the senior members to seek any advice, any guidance as and when required. So on behalf of the club, I assure you that every one of us will be forthcoming, and they will be all friendly to you. They will be very good to you, and they will do their best to make you very harmonious and very friendly in the club. So you don't shy away from approaching any of the senior members where you need any need of any assistance of any nature.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for those kind words. I'm sure that all our members, new members, will feel free to approach you as I did in the past. Thank you so much for that wonderful answer.
Sanjay, can I just add one thing?
Yes, yes, please.
As I started my Rotary year, Bajaj sent me one very gentle message. He said, I have a dream for Rotary Rajmal Vilas that we should have our own building. And I said, I hope that you will realize my dream that Rotary Rajmal Vilas will have their own building. I think it's a very nice goal to have. I think we should all work towards trying and finding a place which we can call our own. So give us some ideas, give us some thoughts. Let's see how we can put together. Yes, Mr. Bajaj, we will be proud of our own building one of these days. I hope I can initiate it in my time. If not, I'm sure the upcoming presidents will definitely take it up in their era. But I will make an effort from my side for sure.
Yes, that's been on the cards for a very long time. I think we have been discussing year after year about having our own building. I think we should carry out the dream that is seen by our charter president. We should work towards it. Let me tell you one more thing about our charter president S.K. Bajaj. In fact, I contacted him before I approached the members for TRF contributions when I was the president. I asked him what way can I ask for a TRF contribution. He said, please don't put pressure. Yes, but you have to make a request. You make a request, it's fine, but don't put pressure. I think I did adopt that, and let me tell you, $25,000 was what we raised and gave it to Rotary Foundation that year. I think one of the highest amounts that we gave. Thank you, Rotarian Bajaj sir, for your advice. So I thought it is most appropriate to ask this question to him because he would be the right person to guide our new members. So I'll move on to the next question. Rajesh, Rotarian Rajesh Kundar. He was one of the first members who became very close to when I joined Rotary Bangalore Rajmal Vilas. So I thought, let me not give him a simple question, not a one-line answer question. What are the 3 things that our members must do to show their participation in the club activities? I'm sure this is not an easy question to answer. I think only Rajesh Kundar can answer it. 3 things.
Thank you. Thank you, past President Sanjay. It's a great privilege, and this is a fantastic idea. As I was listening to the past presidents of the club, it was just, so nostalgic to go back where we started, working for this club and building every pillar and every wall brick by brick. It was really nostalgic, and Shankar, thank you for planning this. It really every little story takes me back to the time where we were working for the club and making this happen. And today, when I look at this club, it makes me feel so proud that we have built this club to this size with every one of the members' contribution. More so this as our charter president rightly said, that this club is filled with a lot of love and affection, and we have a very close connection with every member. Like our past president Kirti Mehta also told, that it is a one-to-one connect, and it is one-to-one bonding that actually makes a family sustain and move on. And my first answer, one of the points that I would like to answer out of the 3 points that you have asked, Sanjay, is that the first thing we should look at is we should understand from what our past president said is, consider this as an extended family. It is here for you for everything. Okay, a family doesn't mean that it is for one single purpose. It is for everything. So in Rotary Rajmal Vilas, especially, what we see is we can confide to a member like a brother or sister, and then we can, talk to our members about our personal achievements, personal issues, problems of, in business, family business, whatever. It is a connection. It is the bonding that we should actually look at, work towards. And especially why we should think about this is that as we grow old, we have in our college days and school days, we had our school friends and college friends. And as we get into our professional world, then we will get disconnected, especially our generation. Today's generation are well connected on the social media. However, from our generation, we were disconnected from our good friends. So a nice way to make good friends in our professional life is Rotary. So on the Rotary platform, you can make fantastic friends and friends from different walks of life. So basically it is the variety that makes the whole thing interesting. So the first point again is to build that bond and enjoy the fellowship. Like in Rotary, we enjoy the fellowship in all the possible ways. Name it, we want to call on a member and say we'll have a cup of coffee and then we'll chill out. I have done this many times with many of the Rotarians. Once suddenly I used to call up Samir Siddhanti, and we used to go to the coffee day and then have coffee. I used to call on Rotarian Singvi, and then we would sit in some place and then talk varieties of things and then have coffee. Like that, I have done this with many Rotarians. So this is one thing our new Rotarians can take advantage of. Second thing is, it is very easy. For the first, all we have to do is we have to consider this as a serious part of our life. Like we have our profession, we have our family. Like it is told to you in the orientation programs also, that the priorities, when we say priorities, we say that the family comes first, then business comes next, and then Rotary comes the next. Okay, then various other problems. So we should actually give the third priority to the Rotary, which is very important, because Rotary is a fantastic stress buster. So every week when we come and meet your Rotary friends during the meeting, whether it is today we are doing online, whether it is online or whether it is a physical meeting, you really will be completely de-stressed, so that the next week, on the Friday when we meet, and the next week on Monday onwards, you'll be fresh to, charged up to work in your business or profession or whatever it is. So it's an excellent stress buster, and getting rid of the stress is the biggest advantage. It keeps you healthy and it keeps you in good spirits. So see that that you make Rotary your third priority seriously and not push it to the priorities, later priorities. So make it the third priority, because by this it will help you, and because of you it will help the society. The third one I would like to say is that in Rotary helps you build your personality. So therefore, when you interact with the Rotary members and then engage yourself in Rotary activities, you are actually building your leadership skills. And apart from leadership skills, there are so many other things. Like, for example, I was a bulletin editor for this club, and I was not a editor at all. But you know, the Rotary gave me an opportunity, and somewhere I was not very talented though. It was able to bring out some sort of a skill out of me, and I was able to do it, though not good. It gave me some confidence that I could do something like this. There are many opportunities where we can actually come forward and do that, because in Rotary, people will not, put your legs that you have not done a good job. They will not insult you. They will not discourage you. Even if I remember when I goofed up a bulletin also, my friends used to clap hands and say, "What a wonderful job, Rajesh." So this is how Rotary always, positively encourages and brings the good out of you, and someday you will be excellent in that. So like this, Rotary will help you in so many ways. So it's that's why I say that you make this your third priority, which is very, very important. So these are the three suggestions I wanted to give. Thank you, Sanjay. Hope I answered most of them.
Yes, certainly, Rotarian Rajesh, you did answer. So the three things: make friends, take Rotary seriously, and grab the opportunity that comes your way will definitely increase your participation and you will start enjoying Rotary. So thank you so much. That's a wonderful suggestion. So I am glad that I asked this question to you. And yes, we'll move on to the next question now. Rotarian Arjun Merwadeji.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. One of the most revered members of our club. It's so nice to listen to him speaking. One thing he said, it is not enough if you are rich. It is not. There's no point. You have to have the habit of giving, is what he said. He said, "Kubera adre saldu, karna agirbeku." So such is the line of thought that Arjun Merwadeji carries. I have a question for you,
Yes.
which is, yes, of course, one related to your term. Which program do you term as the most interesting program of your year? Which was the most interesting program of your year? And which project of our club in all these years touched your heart? These two questions.
Thank you, Sanjay. See, I thought all the questions have been exhausted because all the presidents have answered most of your questions. Now, the interesting part during my period, it was 10 years down the line, during 11 and 12, I took over the charge. During that time, our number was very, very small. It was not even 30. The main task was to build up the membership. More than building up the membership, retaining the members was a big challenge. Because in those days, members were Ayaram Gayaram. It was happening like that. See, every year we used to end up with a 25 to 30. We wanted to reach 40. Again, at the end of the year, when we look at our numbers, it was around 30 only. But during that time, we managed to induct about 4 or 5 members, and then they remained throughout. The interesting part is when you are having a small number, you will have to interact with all the members. And every week, you have to contact all the members to attend the meeting. So it was a very tough this thing. Nowadays, WhatsApp is there. In those days, even WhatsApp was not available. So we used to contact members individually, myself and secretary, and make things happen. Because when we call a speaker for addressing our club, if the number is very small, president will be at a very awkward position. So anyway, we conducted a lot of speaker meetings. And one more point you asked, what is that? Second point.
Which project of our club in all these years has touched your heart?
See, the project which has touched my heart is Drishti Eye Care. So Drishti Eye Care project was initiated during my period, and incidentally we had the board meeting in your office only. So Dr. Nagesh from Karunashraya and one more Rotarian who is an eye specialist, he came and gave brief about this. And from that day onwards, we took it as a challenge. And down the line, during Samir's time, it was crystallized and it was started. That is a very unique project which has touched my heart. And one more project which I like, that is taken up by you, Koira Lake project. See, water rejuvenation is a very important aspect. Today, environment pollution is happening in all the possible manners. So you are rejuvenating a lake, and already you have seen the results. The farmers are growing paddy in their fields because of your rejuvenation activity. That is the one which has touched my heart. And one more project which I appreciate from my club is taken up by Dr. Anita Shah, that pediatric dialysis unit that has been started in People Tree Hospital. These three projects are very unique and they have touched my heart.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thanks for your lovely answer.
Yeah.
And of course, I think we have almost come to an end. Yes, there was one question that I wanted to ask. I will request Shankar to pose this question to any of our past presidents. One change that you want to see in the functioning of our club. Shankar, you can pose this to any past president of your choice.
I will go
other than Usha, except Usha.
I will post this to our charter member Kirti Mehta ji and request him to answer this question. This is out of syllabus, I know.
yeah. This is a googly.
If I may come in, sorry. I think this should be asked to all past presidents so that we get to hear what their vision is, what change they want to see, and that will probably be eye opener for all of us, including Sanjay. I think he can't escape.
No, let me be honest. This should be a question that is to be posed to the future leaders, actually, Satish.
Okay.
So then you are putting it in a very open scenario now that you raised the question. Whoever wants to give their opinions, then everybody is allowed to give the opinion. Raise your hand.
We have only 4 minutes to close, so I request you to be crisp and short with this.
Yes, sir. I think you should answer because the president has chosen you as the one.
If you take it, I would take it a little serious note. I would put it up here. We have been a small club. We have been running with a lot of freedom and a lot of things have been, and we have grown as a family. But when the family goes bigger, I think we all have our own, views, opinions, and it could get into different directions. So I think for all, for future course of action for our club to move ahead with less of what do you call acrimony sort of can develop because of, you know, everybody has to put their own opinion. I think we have to create a lot of SOPs for our club, which are, if they are in place, then everybody understands what is we are all on the same platform. It will help us to, you know, be clear with our SOPs that this is how we operate. I mean, when the SOP is created, of course, there will be some interactions to understand if it is right or wrong. But once created, if we are all on the same platform, we will be moving as a family stronger and bigger. This is my future suggestion to do. Jacob.
Thank you, Kirtibhai. I welcome actually all members to, you know, give your suggestion or your answer on this particular question that I asked. One change that you want to see in the functioning of our club, you can please send in your answers directly to our president. Maybe because he's the right person to, you know, implement. So kindly send your suggestions, whatever you feel. Don't think right, wrong. Please send it. Let's see how far we can it will help him to implement. Thank you, Shankar. Thanks for the wonderful opportunity given. Thank you so much. Over to you.
Thank you, Sanjay. And definitely we welcome all suggestions from all our members to see what are some of the needs that we could satisfy, what are some of the changes we could do to make it a joyful club, a happy club, and like they say in Bhutan, ROS GDH, gross domestic happiness. I think we should also measure how happy our club is and try to make efforts to see that the GDH of our club is increasing year on year, and we at the leadership, at the helm of leadership, make an effort to increase the GDH of our club from time to time. At the outset, I would like to thank Rotarian Sanjay Krishna for moderating this brilliantly. A big round of applause to Sanjay. Well done. And for all the past presidents to have taken their time out and given their, you know, flashback. I'm sure you're all feeling nostalgic, revisiting your times. And we also enjoyed this journey. We also transported to each year every time the president spoke. And I would like to thank our club service director, Rotarian Priya, for putting up and, you know, she makes an effort to invite personally each of the members personally. So thank you, Priya, for doing that. And she has lined up some very interesting events